Between the year 2019 and 2020, to many people in the 3D industry, everything seemed normal, but behind the scenes, there was a war among 3D animation software to attract as many animators and 3D users as possible. You see, Blender 2.8 was released, which is the most iconic software release maybe ever, with new animation tools and features. Also, Autodesk released Maya and Max Indie at practically 10% of the price. But not only this, new animation software were released, like Cascador using AI, which made doing tedious tasks a breeze, and Roomba, which might with it amazing animation tools and features, like the stuff you hear about in proprietary software, used in studios such as Pixar, Disney Animation Studios, and so on. During that time, another promising new animation software was fighting an uphill battle to find its place among 3D animators, especially with indie developers and animators. The software was very powerful. It attracted the attention of thousands of animators and even big studios in the industry. After many years, everything was doing great, until 2022. They suddenly announced that they are shutting down the development, even though it has some amazing animation tools and features. So what is this 3D animation software, and what exactly happened to it? Before we continue, let me tell you about RenderHub. RenderHub is a platform for 3D artists where you can find assets, learn, and share your work. First, they have a gallery with unlimited renders and artwork, which is an awesome place to get inspiration, ideas, and see how others approach lighting, texturing, or compositing, or maybe even share your work and get some feedback. Then there is the blog, which is full of tutorials, tips, and industry updates. The blog is also an easy way to pick up techniques without digging through endless forums or videos. Lastly, you got the marketplace, which is jam-packed with assets, including tons of free ones, like characters, environments, props, vehicles, you name it. You can also put your own stuff in there if you want to sell your work. So click the first link in the description and check out RenderHub today. This 3D animation software is called Akeytsu. A story begins with an animator who is simply fed up with complex 3D tools. Aurélien Charrier had spent over a decade working in game studios on titles such as Alone in the Dark, using heavyweight software. He and his colleagues saw how bloated the existing 3D programs had become for animators. So he famously compared those all-in-one 3D apps to a hamburger which never stops growing, so big you can't eat it without destroying your mouth, highlighting how endless layers of technical complexity were choking the artistic process. In 2014, Charrier founded a startup in Lyon, France, called Nukigara, with the mission of completely rethinking traditional 3D animation workflows. The goal was to build something by animators for animators, which stripped away the needless complexity and put the fun back into character animation. From his vision, Akeytsu was born, a passion project aimed at making 3D rigging and animation fun, fast, and easy. His company called Nukigara spent several years crafting Akeytsu from scratch. A beta version was launched in mid-2015 and immediately drew attention. Over 1,000 animators downloaded the beta in its very first week. The concept of an animator-centric tool was actually resonating. Akeytsu had its first public showcase at SIGGRAPH 2015, and the buzz grew from there. The development team, just 7 people at the time, kept improving the software with feedback from the community. I mean the ones who were testing the software. In fact, they ran an intensive 2-year beta with more than 3,000 animators, whose feedback confirmed that existing tools were way too big and complex, especially for modern animation needs. All that excitement accumulated in October 2017, when Akeytsu officially launched to the public at the Indicate Festival in LA. At launch, Nukigara probably touted that Akeytsu could make the animation process many times faster than traditional methods, according to beta users. And it wasn't just marketing fluff. Experienced animators were reporting that using Akeytsu made animation fun again, and even made skinning fun. So this fresh, indie-born animation software was beginning to turn heads in the 3D animation world. From the get-go, Akeytsu found a niche with indie game developers, in addition to small studios and solo creators. Its lightweight design and affordable pricing were a breath of fresh air compared to something like Autodesk Maya's hefty price tag, in addition to its learning curve. The company specifically targeted indie users, offering a low-cost indie license at around $15 a month. This made the software accessible, especially to freelancers and small studios operating on shoestring budgets. The good thing is that the software integrated smoothly into game pipelines. One could import a model from any 3D package animated in Akeytsu and import it via FBX to engines such as Unity or Unreal with minimal fuss. In fact, Unity's Montreal studio head, André Gauthier, praised Akeytsu's amazing user interface and noted that it was extremely well designed, especially for character animation, with seamless Unity engine compatibility. And these endorsements, as you can imagine, helped Akeytsu gain credibility. One early adapter on Polycount, the forum, even said Akeytsu's simplicity seduced me so much I abandoned Maya altogether. This is a big deal in the industry where Maya is king. By focusing on just rigging an animation and doing it really well, Akeytsu actually built a loyal following. By late 2010s, many small teams and hobbyists were singing Akeytsu's praises, and it was increasingly considered the go-to character animation software, especially for indie productions. In 2018, 1 year after the official release, Akeytsu began picking up accolades and users. It won a Best in Show Indie prize at Casual Connect USA, and press previews praised its efficiency. Later in 2018, Nukigana, the company behind Akeytsu, secured a €1 million seed investment from a tech fund and angel investors. This influx of capital was aimed at accelerating the development and spreading Akeytsu to more studios worldwide. In addition, it was a vote of confidence that this niche tool had real commercial potential. In 2019, the company pushed Akeytsu to become even more accessible. They launched a rent-to-own subscription model and dropped pricing for indies. They also expanded platform support by releasing a native macOS version alongside Windows. Throughout 2019, the company delivered multiple updates, 2019.1, .2, and .3, adding features like blend shape support, auto-rig improvements, and UI customization. The software was maturing, and the community was growing steadily, especially among small game development teams. By 2020, Akeytsu aimed to step up into more advanced use cases, so the 2020 release added things like biped auto-rig, animation layers with audio, and an overhauled FBX pipeline, and even camera support for cutscene animation. The company announced a roadmap to cater to both indie creator and mid-sized studios. This was a bid to widen the software's appeal beyond just simple game cycles, perhaps into pre-visualization or cinematics for games. The user community was excited, and Akeytsu was holding its own in the landscape that included other tools, such as Cascador, which emphasized physics-based animation. However, 2020 also brought challenges, with the COVID-19 pandemic disrupting businesses globally, and it was a tough year for many studios. Nonetheless, Nukigana delivered their major 2020 updates, but behind the scenes, storm clouds were gathering as resources became strained. 2021 proved to be a make-or-break year for Akeytsu. Despite a loyal fanbase, Nukigana was a small company fighting an uphill battle against industry giants with an increasingly crowded market. And according to Charrier, the founder of the company, the year 2021 had been extremely hard for Nukigana, with incessant difficulties. The specifics weren't public, but likely factors included slow revenue growth, the high cost of continuous development, and competition from entrenched players, such as Autodesk Maya, which was at that point offering Maya indie licenses at a very low cost, and Blender's free animation toolkit was improving rapidly. So by late 2021, the company was running out of runway. In Charrier's own words, the challenges forced us to find a buyer to take Akeytsu forward. As you can see, this was a pivotal turning point, essentially the end of Nukigana as an independent venture. In March 2022, Charrier broke a long silence with a heartfelt announcement titled, "A New Page for Akeytsu." The news was bittersweet. The company was shutting down, but Akeytsu would live in a new form. Charrier had found a new home for the software with GameSup, a video game school based in Lyon, France. He also announced that Akeytsu would be made free for anyone, not just students, but also indie developers and studios too. So in simple terms, Akeytsu was discontinued, at least as a commercial endeavor, because the business behind it could no longer sustain itself, and for many projects, this is the harsh reality, and Akeytsu was not an exception. Despite its popularity in indie circles, the software was always a niche tool. I think the timing betrayed it too, due to the fact that it found itself competing against giants such as Maya and the rapidly growing community of Blender. You see, the landscape of 3D animation tools has shifted. Blender was booming in popularity and improving its animation features, with zero cost to users. It was like a nuke exploded in the 3D community. Even Autodesk felt the heat and introduced Maya and Max Indie at $250 per year, lowering the cost barrier for the industry standard tool. On the other hand, new specialized tools like Cascador in addition to Ruma were emerging, vying the attention of other users looking for better alternatives. Akeytsu, while admired by users, had to fight for the market share in this harsh environment. As one Nukigari team member put it, Akeytsu focused on user experience, while Cascador focused on AI, implying a divergent approach. It is possible that some potential users waited to see which tool would become dominant, slowing Akeytsu's growth. The community also speculated that making Akeytsu free, but not open source, could signal a dead end for the development, essentially freezing the software in its final state. But in my opinion, the main reason for its downfall is financial, because the markets can be tough, especially to monetize in this industry, and the company behind Akeytsu tried to expand its scope, adding camera support, cinematics and so on to attract a wider audience, especially with big studios. But this didn't seem to work that well. In the end, Charrier made the hard choice to shut down the company and transfer the software rather than letting it disappear forever by transferring it to GameStop and releasing it for free, which ensured that the software would continue at least to be available for the community that used it over the years. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.